Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my October 2023 book haul part 2. So I have another video up that shows all the used books or remand books or the cheap books that I got. And that was most of my books that I did purchase in October. And I also bought a lot of new books to me. Now, a lot of them I did get, I looked for sales and some were pre-orders, and, it just... I still didn't do very good. I'm still working on the whole trying to stop buying as many more books than I read kind of thing. So we're just going to go through this really quickly. I did get the Sunlet Man, the last of the Kickstarter books by Brandon Sanderson. So this is a beautiful copy. I have not read this one or Yumi and the Nightmare Painter yet. So I'm behind, but I'm hoping to get to this one and Yumi hopefully in December. We'll see how it goes. But I know they're Cosmere books, and that's about all I know about those two. But this one, as I said, is really, really pretty. I know a lot of people have done unboxing, so I'm not going to go through that. But, I did get my little pin and a sticker. And I think there's a bookmark in here, which is really pretty. Anyway. So I'm looking forward to reading this because I've heard really good things, but I'm going to read the other one first. But I want to get these done by the end of the year, but this one doesn't count for this year because I paid for this last year. So good for that, right? Anyway, so that one doesn't technically count, but it did come in. So I want to show you, let's start with fantasy because I have mostly fantasy. I do have one book that I have read before, which is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. So I have bought the Lord of the Rings and the Silmarillion in this edition. And I think this one just came out and it is stunning. And I don't know if I'll ever actually read out of these, but they have they have pictures and things, and they're just pretty beautiful. I splurged a little bit on getting this, but I just couldn't help myself. Oh, there's even a map inside. Anyway, the point is I haven't really let myself look at this. I did reread The Lord of the Rings. I reread The Hobbit last year. So, but I know at some point I will go through these, and it's just stunning. And I admit it, I paid money, a lot of money for that. Well, not a lot. I waited for the sale to come. Or I waited a little bit. And then another one that I bought kind of on a whim. And I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it because I couldn't. I had to buy it. That is The History of the Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. The book is by John D. Radcliffe? I don't know. Anyway, so this has where he talks about things in the book. And then it has the book, The Hobbit, in it. And all these plot points and things. This is just nerdish kind of thing. It's something I'm not sure I'll ever read cover to cover, but I definitely want to look at parts of this and learn just stuff about what Tolkien went through when he wrote The Hobbit and stuff. So I just think it'd be kind of interesting. It does say it includes a complete draft version of The Hobbit with notes and illustrations. So I waited till this one dropped in price as well and picked it up. Oh, what's on? Anyway, so it does have a ribbon. Both of them do. So anyway, those are my kind of collection books. I don't usually buy a lot of those kind of books, but I just, especially after rereading The Lord of the Rings this year, I just wanted to have them. Anyway, so then let's talk about some fantasy. Let's see here. The one pre-order, I think in this, I don't think I had, is this the only pre-order this month? I think it was. I think I only had one pre-order, and I already own it. But this is The Bone Shard War by Andrea Stewart. She is a friend of mine from years ago, and so she is, again, this is her Drowning Empire series. This is the paperback version to the third book in the series. So no, I have not read this because it's hard for me to read novels by my friends that I'm not critiquing, and my critiquing brain goes on. So because I can't read them, I can't make myself do it. I do own paperbacks and hardbacks. I'm supporting her where I can. I've heard good things about all these books. I just, again, this has to do with a place where there's a archipelago or islands and stuff, and something's happening to them. And we're following the daughter of the emperor who is trying to remember, she has lost a lot of her memories, and so she is trying to make a way for herself in the kingdom. And a smuggler who is, I think, is searching for his wife is in the first book. And then there's a lot of side characters. Again, I don't know what happens by this point, but you know what? I still bought them for her. So, you know. And then I bought The Burning Witch by Delamhawk. I'm going to have to figure out how to say that at some point. This is a continuation, again, from The House Witch. And then the book that I just read, which is The Princess of Potential. This is a new series. I'm pretty sure it's going to be another trilogy, but I'm not positive. I know for sure there's a second book coming out next year. So this is the first book in this new series following one of the characters we meet in the last book. So I wouldn't start here. I would definitely start with The House Witch. These are great, cozy fantasies with a great cast of characters. Found family as well as later on with families and things, you know, like things just grow, and magic and just cuteness and Kraken and just the cat. Anyway, it's just cute. Anyway, so this one is, as I said, following one of the characters. I'm really looking forward to reading that. It's probably going to happen fairly soon. I did, for some reason, buy Fall of Ruin and Raft by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I don't know why, but this one just, I always wanted to read her, and I've bought From Blood and Ash, but I haven't cracked that one open yet. But this one sounded like if I started on the first book, maybe I'll like this a series. I know that this is, I've just heard this is supposed to be fairly good, and I don't know anything about it, to be honest. I bought it kind of on a whim, so that happens sometimes. So if you've read it, let me know. I also, maybe accidentally, maybe not thinking, I bought the second book in the HMRC trilogy by Juno Dawson. I have not read the first book, Her Majesty's Royal Coven, but I bought the second book because it was on sale one day, I think. So anyway, so this is a urban fantasy series with witches in England, which I need to read. I haven't read it yet, but I bought the second book. I shouldn't do that, but I do that every once in a while. And then I did pick up this, again, another whim. I'm noticing a lot of my, my new purchases were very much whim books. Like I just picked up on a whim, because I'm going to say that about a lot of the ones coming as well. This is Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee. So I think this is the first in the series as well. It has to do with a woman, a celloist who somehow gets involved with a vampire. I don't think she knew much about it. She has to fake date this rich vampire for some reason, because he's trying to make people not try to get him to be, you know, one of the bachelors, and everybody's trying to marry him off. But anyway, I don't know. I don't even remember where I heard about this. Like, for some reason, I just picked it up and now I have it. So I need to try it. Then I have, well, let's go on to, so I did buy some contemporaries. I am venturing more into contemporary romances than I have for a really long time. As I said, I used to read those, I would say 20 years ago. I read a lot of them. And then I kind of got away from them and didn't read any. And so now I've bought quite a few that I want to try. And I have found some success with some of them. And so I guess that's what I bought one of Sarah Adams' other books, The Cheat Sheet. So this one, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it, because it is a sports romance, which that's not the problem. My problem is a friends to lovers situation. They've been friends for years, and you know, they've liked each other, but they've never shown that. And then they have to fake date for some reason, which again, I love fake dating. I'm not sure about the friends to lovers part. So we'll see how this goes, but I love Sarah Adams because I love her Rome series. So we're going to try that. I did pick up In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros. This is the author of Fourth Wing, but I heard about this on somebody's channel about, I think it's two people who meet up at one point, but things don't work out, and then they meet later, and he has to be a bodyguard. So I like bodyguard. I would say those are another trope I like of romances. So we will, I picked it up just to see, and it was cheap that day. I also picked up The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I bought this like right after I finished The Dead Romantics because I just adored that book. So I've heard really good things about this one as well. This one has a time slip where they're in the same apartment, but he is 7 years in the past somehow. So I'm not sure how this is all going to work, but I loved The Dead Romantic. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. And then kind of on a whim, or I've seen quite a few people talk about Roleplaying by Kathy Yardley, because these are older an older, character romance, and that they're kind of geeky. So that to me was good. And I mean, not that I do role or, game like those kind of games, but I just thought it'd be kind of cute. And again, as I said, I'm trying to find, because I know that I like romance, contemporary romances, when there's a science fiction element, or science fiction or fantasy, some kind of speculative element. But the ones that I'm still trying to find my footing on, just contemporary romances. So I kind of want to see how this one goes. So we got that. And then I have a couple horror. I've really wanted to try Ronald Malfi, and so I got Black Mouth. I don't know if this was the right one to start with, but I know it had to do with some guy ran away or left his home and then came back years later. Because I don't know why he comes back, but it's something like one of those ones where they were kids, something bad happened, and then I think he comes back. So I don't know anything about it, but he's a horror author I've been meaning to try. So I picked up this one. Hopefully this is a good one. Let me know if you've read it. And then my last two are two Darcy Coate ones. I actually got these with credit, so I didn't pay money for it, but it was on Amazon. So I got The House Next Door, which again, the haunted house is the next door house, not the house the person lives in. So I've heard good things about this recently. I've heard people reading it. And also Hunted, which I hadn't planned on buying, but I'd heard several people read it in October on their channels. And I can't think off who it was that I saw that said that it was a fun ride, even though it's kind of long. So, because it's like, for her, it's 440 pages, so we'll see. But I think there's a woman who goes missing in the forest, and then people try to go and look for her, and then something goes wrong with that, because she wasn't meant to be found or something. I don't know. But anyway, that is all the books. Those are, so I got, as I said, I got a lot of books. And November, I have a lot more pre-orders coming in, so I'm trying not to let myself buy books. I shouldn't be going to any used bookstores or anything, because I do have to go pick up a couple of my pre-orders at my used bookstore, so I might pick up some stuff there. But I've used all my credit at Pals, because I need to take my next couple bags of stuff to take in for credit, so I might do that this month just to get them out of the house. And I have too many books, and I want to read everything. So any of these books you think I should have picked up sooner rather than later? What did you buy in October? Anything good? Did you kind of splurge and just kind of buy things willy-nilly like I did? I'm not sure why I did that, but I did. Anyway, so let me know how your book buying is going. And if you have any suggestions about me curbing that, without hurting me, I don't know how to make it work. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.